Hi guys, how are you? My name is Titanium, founder of Investing MMT and the co-founder of Pure MMT for the 100% Beyond the Memes, along with my friend Edward Delzio, who is the author of the National Debit must-have book for anyone who wants to understand the monetary system, how it actually works, and not how people think it works. I also run a Patreon page at patreon.com/mindthisone where I teach people how to understand macroeconomics, how to apply it into the real world, and how to trade and invest with that money. And along with that, you also get charting lessons in real time. So let's get started because the BitCoin is getting into the danger zone. Let's take a look at it real quick. Okay. So the important thing to note here is that we have a defined structure here. We have a complete 1, 2, 3 wave, okay, which defines the structure, the overall structure, and we also have the pattern once it comes back into longer term structure, okay, and I'm talking about this channel here. Once it comes back into it and it fails, it doesn't hold above it, then we have to assume that it's going to come all the way to the bottom at least. Okay, and it can't break through very easily. As all these people up here now who were buying, they're puking it up. So we got a new set of buyers in here, okay, and now they're going to puke it up. That's what it looks like. But you have to be very disciplined and you have to really understand charting, okay, in order for you to know when to take the trade to the short side. It's not just breaking a trend line. It's how it breaks the trend line. How is the structure developed? Okay, and when you look at it, we have a thrust down move, and we have 1, 2, 3. This defines the structure. Okay, it took a long time. For Bitcoin, it's a long time for it to develop. Now, this is sufficient pressure, okay, to create a thrust down move. Will it? And the way I approach it personally, I don't assume that this is going to break. As long as it remains, as price remains inside this structure here, you have to assume that it will bounce. It doesn't have to come all the way to the top, but it will have another bounce. Okay? Because if you look at the way it's developing, it came straight down. See this? How it just came down in a straight shot. What we want to see is more consolidation in here, or right below the support line. Okay, we want to see that. Build more pressure down here and then dump it. That's a much easier trade to take, less risk. It's got a lot of thrust behind it, okay, and then it would just boom come right down. Now, what I said in the previous video is I would like to see a honey deck. And what's a honey deck? A honey deck is if it breaks out, breaks the top, gets everybody excited, and then dumps. That's a honey deck. This is a better trade to take if it were to happen. I wish that would have happened. Because once it comes up here, let's say in a 1, 2, 3 up, and then it starts to fall apart, okay, then you can take this short and then get a much bigger chunk of the pie when it starts to dump. So, is it possible? Can this still happen? Absolutely. But we are in this down move here. We do have a 1, 2, 3. We do have the pressure in here. We've tested it 4 times now, this trend line. And when you look at it right down here, once, twice, 3 times, now we're coming into a 4th time. Okay, so the more times it tests that support area, the more likely it is it's going to break at some point. But again, the way it breaks matters. Okay, just because it broke a trend line doesn't mean let's go out and short now, because what they're going to do is they're going to rip it right up in your face. And that happens quite frequently. Well, you get some kind of gay little move down, and then just rips you right up. And now you're doing what? You're looking at it, mesmerized, can't believe it. But it broke the trend line. It's not the way it works. Remember, if it does break the trend line and it comes back into structure, so if it breaks here and then comes back into structure, you got to stop out. You got to take that loss. Okay? Even if it comes back down, it doesn't matter, because then you're going to be going into a consolidation. Okay? And that's good, because that's a structure below the structure, which means you're going to get this trade. All right? So again, caution area, danger zone. Okay? But I don't think this will break. Could happen, but I think you'll probably get more consolidation down here before it does break. Okay? So that's it. Be careful. Be ready. Anything can happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you what's going to happen next, but I can tell you what I think is likely to happen next. Okay? Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye. You know, before I go, somebody sent me this link. And these guys, you know, if you guys know me from a while back, I don't like scam artists, and I can spot them from fucking 10 miles away. I have that expertise for some reason. I don't know why. Let's listen to what this idiot says. Okay, listen.
Evaluate the overall validity of something, of an investment.
What validity does Bitcoin have? Nothing. There's no earnings, there's no dividends, there's no profits, okay? There's no revenue, there's nothing. Okay? So what validity are you going to assess? Okay, so it's bullshit. So this is nonsense. This is faith-based bullshit. All right? Faith alone is not enough for you to go out and put your hard-earned money, and please don't give me this nonsense that, well, it's enough money where I can lose. No, there's no amount of money that anybody has to lose anywhere, ever. I don't want to hear that nonsense. That's to get you to feel good about you losing your money. Okay? Don't tell me that, well, it's money that I can lose. No, doesn't exist. Bullshit. Like Feynman says, give me a question I can't answer, but don't give me an answer that I cannot question. Okay? And what these people do, they come out and they tell you that, you know, hey, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, yeah. And it works for a while, because that's what they're doing. They're training you to always buy when it's low. And then when it tanks, what do they tell you? They tell you the same exact thing. Okay? And then they start to ridicule you. They start to make you feel stupid for not buying when it's low. But you don't have the skills. Most of you people, you're not investors. You don't know how to read a chart. You don't know anything. You think you do, okay, because you opened up an account, put some money in there, and there's a buy and a sell button, and that's freedom. And that freedom, you think it's about, investing is about guessing. No, it's not about guessing. You don't have the skills. But he's going to make you feel stupid. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
1 cent meter at an all-time low on planet Earth. No, Ty, I don't want to buy Bitcoin when it drops. Why? You want to buy it high, right? You're that genius that buys high.
Yeah. See, that's what. Oh yeah. Well, if you don't buy low, then you have to buy high. So you're a genius. Ooh, you're an idiot. No. There's a time to buy and a time to sell, when you understand charting. But you haven't spent 25 years of your life understanding charts or how to invest and do any of these things. Buy low. If it was that easy to just buy low and sell high, then everybody will be rich. You see what I'm saying? You cannot listen to these people. They are scam artists, and they pay a lot of money to YouTube to advertise on Facebook, on all these things. That's what these people do.
Well, am I too late? If anything, it might be too early. Because there's not been widespread adoption. And when there's not widespread adoption, and then there starts to be, people get excited. You look on the App Store, and Coinbase is the #1 downloaded app in the world, but now it's not as much, because these are fickle people that they're just trying to get in and get rich quick, and that's not the person you want to be. Informed opinions are rare in the game of life. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you prosper. Alan Nation, my second mentor.
Informed. What information does he have? Does he know what 7.4 billion people are going to do with Bitcoin? He's got no information. Okay, he's just guessing. So it's going up, so he's going to sit here and sell you on it, and then you're going to go look at a chart and say, oh, look, Bitcoin is going up, and say, oh yeah, I should buy. But as I have shown you before, okay, if you take it off log, this is an Eiffel tower pattern. This is an ending pattern. Okay, it comes all the way back down. It's already met its criteria. All right, it's going to come all the way down. So you want to be buying now? No. You want to wait until it finishes, and then you start getting bullish action, and then you can buy here or here. If it's going to go all the way back up to 20,000 and beyond, you do not want to be buying a falling knife. But he's a scam artist. He's a fast talker. And unfortunately for you people who don't understand charting, investing, trading, you know, he's fooling you, and you're going to lose your money, unfortunately. Here's another scam artist, okay? He said he called the bear market 2 years ago in treasuries. All right. Let's take a look. The first thing you need to understand, and most of you, again, you don't understand these things, okay? You think it's magic. The first thing you need to understand is wherever the Fed targets the rate, that's where bonds are going to go. This has been true since 1980 and before that, okay? So when the Fed comes out and says, look, I'm going to raise interest rates, what do you think is going to happen to yields? They're going to rise. They're going to rise. That's not fortune telling. Okay. Now the other thing you want to understand is he says, I called the Treasury bear market 2 years ago. Bear market? Does he even know what a bear market is? Let me explain to you what a bear market is. A bear market is when the stock market or bonds or whatever drop 20% or more. Anything less than that is just a correction. Now, I've plotted it from all the way from the top, okay? All the way from the top to where it is today. It's down 10%. The man doesn't even understand what a bear market is. But you guys don't either. So he says, yeah, it's a bear market. I called it 2 years ago. Okay, so let's think about this. You went out and you invested your money shorting, okay, the 10-year Treasury bond. And in that time, and let's pretend that you actually listened to him, right, the genius, and you absolutely, the very top, you shorted. And no other time. Just the top, perfectly. Okay? You made 10% today. So, if you think about it, you tied up your money for 2 years. In that 10 years, you made 5% per year, average. And inflation rate is about 2%. Okay? So, you made what? 3% per year? For 2 years, tying up all that money? Let me put it to you a different way. You go out and you spend $100, okay? And you have a 2.7% interest yield. Okay? Now, do you know what a bear market do you know where the price of the bond has to go in order for it to be a bear market? It would have to go down to 80. What bear market is he talking about? What bear market is he talking about? It's just nonsense. A scam artist. Let's go back. Let's take a look at the ETF, TBT. Okay? 2 years ago, where was the price? 2 years ago is somewhere here. Okay? And again, let's say you got the absolute bottom. You're still down. You lost your ass. Okay? If you bought TBT in 2015, 2 years ago, or 2.5 years, or 3 years, as he says, let's say it's here. Okay? 2016, right in here. This is when they start to raise interest rates. Where's TBT? It's down. How the how the hell did you make money? Right? How did you make money? Here it is. Okay, I'm charting it. I mean, I'm measuring it. Okay, this is when the Fed started to raise rates. TBT. Okay, today you're down 16% if you bought the ETF. At some point you were down 31%. But he called the bear market in bonds. So let's see. Let's hear it from him.
All right, I want to talk about a couple of things today. First of all, one of my main themes over the last, almost 3 years, 2.5 years, has been the sell-off in the bond market, the rising trend of interest rates. Now, let me take you back to December, even November, September of 2015, when the Fed back then announced that it was going to reverse monetary policy and start raising interest rates. It had signaled to the market back then that in December of 2015 it would begin a gradual program of rate increases. This would reverse policy that had been in effect since 2008. So policy which had been in effect for 7 years. Okay, rate cuts, asset purchases, quantitative easing. The Fed had signaled to the market, told investors that it was going to start raising interest rates. Now, at that time, I was not publishing MMT Trader. I started publishing that in 2016. But I was a contributor to Real Money at thestreet.com, and I wrote back then, also I made a lot of videos, that the beginning of a bear market in treasuries was about to start.
A bear market. Jesus. Okay, so you heard it. You were way before, 2.5 years ago. Well, yeah. Okay, that doesn't even jive. Okay, because if he did it right when the Fed started raising rates, guess what? You only made 4.6%. Even if he got it at the very top, like he says, many years ago, right? 2012. Okay, 2012, which is not 2-3 years ago. Okay, you only made 10%. So, first of all, he didn't get the top. It's not a bear market. He needs to understand what a bear market is, and he's preying on people. Okay, so be aware of these people. Stay far, 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 far away from them. Don't listen to them. Okay, all these scam artists, they're going to try to make you feel guilty for not buying the dip. Right? Only to watch it go down even more. Right? They're going to make you feel stupid. They're going to make you feel like they're in the know. They know more. Well, they know more than you, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay? That's it. Again, don't forget, come down to patreon.com/mindthisone. I'll be more than happy to teach you all this stuff. And you can gain a lot of knowledge in real time. And it's evidence-based. If I show you something, you can't go out and see it for yourself, then I'm full of shit too, right? So that's it. Don't forget to buy the National Debit. Talk to you guys later, and bye-bye.